This is just too delicious not to give you a bonus video for the day. I don't know how many videos I'm going to have at this point, 5, 6, or even 7. I appreciate so dang much that you continue to check back on the channel. Please do, though, if you haven't yet, click that red subscribe button down below. I'd really appreciate it, but only if I earn it. So, please. That said, I've talked about, and this will be a little shorter video for me. I've talked about often how these like weirdos on Twitter, in particular, with video games, and we talked about with Mass Effect, and then the Resident Evil tall lady, how everyone was thirsting over her. I've talked at length about just how fraudulent these people are, that they don't actually believe what they say. And they're the very same people who would say, for example, I think dogpiling online is bad unless you say something that I don't like. Then I support it, right? Cancel culture is bad unless you say something I don't like. Then I'll use it. And this is really never more obvious than in the video game journalism world. And we've now had a second and just absolutely beautiful amount of hypocrisy that I couldn't not catalog it, because I want you to go back and every time one of these clowns try to make you feel bad for, I don't know, enjoying good-looking women in your video games, and then they try to tell you that it's problematic, and they try to tell you that you're objectifying women, just know that they're frauds. Just go back to this video and smile to yourself, because we've seen a female game journalist here retweeting the Critical Drinker. By the way, I appeared on his show last week. I had a blast. I appreciate him having me on. Him tweeting, since human anatomy is now considered problematic according to the game's journalist, here's a bunch of pictures of some nice video game rears. Hashtag free the butt. And I agree, you should free it. The same people who all talk about like would be happy to retweet the free the nip stuff on Instagram are now, the new Puritans. To which this female game journalist says, it's not about butts. We all like them, to be honest. It's about hyper-spicifying and objectifying women in a video game. Now, by having an angle, right, in a video game, I don't know how the video game designer is actually objectifying them. Isn't that done by the person who's playing the game? Isn't that their own original interpretation? And I thought, this is, pretty interesting, given, this, I pointed out, is this you? She could step on me and I would enjoy it. Oh, interesting. And by the way, it's real. I archived it just to point it out. This is her with her, it's not about this, and then here's her, so she could step on me and I would enjoy it. So this female game journalist, who, I don't know, maybe she's into women, I don't care, it's not relevant, is objectifying this woman, and her entire thread is full of other people. She could beat me half to death and I would thank her for it. I knew I liked you. Journalist, finally a point from you I can respect. But if a man said this, right? And that's only the tip of the hypocrisy iceberg. How about these? Cataloged by Sophia Narwitz, Sofnar on Twitter. How about this one? She could step on me. We see that. How about this one? I clearly have a type. Objectifying women apparently is your job. Blizzard removing spicy female pose got me like, oh, interesting. And there's a whole slew of these tweets. How about this one? I can't be the only one with a crush on Quiet in Metal Gear Solid 5. Heart face emoji and taking a picture of her dressed in a very spicy way. I mean, isn't it? How about this? F. Bella Thorne support people on OnlyFans. But isn't that a vehicle in which you would objectify women? Isn't that exactly what it is? I mean, this is like a poor man's Anita Sarkeesian with literal years of just hypocritical posts that they never bothered deleting before looking down on men. And ultimately, that's what this is, right? It's not about objectifying women in video games. It's about men doing it. It's okay when women do it. I mean, that's clearly the point that they're illustrating, don't you think? They clearly objectify women in video games constantly. You can see this one. Same writer on both these articles. Spice appeal to straight men, bad. Spice appeal to everyone else, good. Here you see Ken the Shepherd. The only thing I like about Ghost of Tsushima so far is Jinbear's rear. Also wrote, Mass Effect Legendary Edition is altering the infamously terrible Miranda rear shots, and nothing of value was lost. These people, like, gotcha in 8K. Ken Shepherd is a hack too. I mean, it's always the same thing with these people. They lie. They don't even have the strength of their own convictions. They lord this mythical holier than thou attitude over the Twitter masses when they themselves, and I've always said that, hey, these people, probably have plenty of skeletons in their closet. But in this particular case, the skeletons aren't in the closet. They're out there dancing around. It's right there for the whole world to see. So don't you ever let some game journalist or some woke idiot on Twitter tell you that they're better than you, or that it's not okay to see a pretty girl in a video game and think she's pretty. Because these idiots do the exact same thing. You know why, though? You know why? It's because it's totally natural and it's totally fine. Having good-looking men and good-looking women in video games and modern media is a fine thing. It sells. It's a proven fact that both men and women prefer to look at attractive men and women. That's just the reality of it. Now, there are many layers of why that is, but in general, attractive people do well in media. Why? Because that's what we like to look at. And so just remember that every time one of these clowns tries to morally brigade on you, their Twitter bios or timelines are absolutely full of the exact same hypocritical garbage that they pretend they're not a part of. It is absolutely hilarious just how easy it is to pick these fools' opinions apart. I hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon. Hey, check out my Discord and my Reddit. And all I want to do is remind you that I have a thriving Discord community I'd like you to join. I have a strong presence on Twitter Alternative Parlor. You can find me on Twitter. And you can join my subreddit. I'd love to see you on all 4 platforms. Links are in the description of this video. You can also support the channel by clicking that join button down below, becoming a member here on YouTube, or signing up at my Subscribe Star, which is also linked in the description below. Both forms of support go miles to support people like my wonderful editor, Sean. Or my wonderful thumbnail creator, Ben. You don't have to do these things or join these communities, but it would be neat if you did. Now let's get on with the video.